Guys, PST, Close Quarter Combat. I was talking with the guys of Close Quarter Combat, and they asked me to do a short video about combat mindset. What I think about combat mindset is that first of all, we have to start from the basics. Basics is honor, and the mindset is related with the motivation of your combat wheels. You know, if you fight for your flag, or you fight for your comrades, or you fight for your ideas, you have a motivation, and these bring you the right combat mindset, or lead you to develop a right combat mindset. If you're fight for money or for crap like that, you cannot be effective as a soldier, as a combatant. Honor, to be in link with something that is not material stuff, like your country or your idea or your religion, is the right beginning to developing the right combat mindset. If you believe in something, you're gonna die for that, and this is the point, the key point. You're gonna die for that. You're gonna die for that, and good soldiers is somebody that will die with no problem for his beliefs, his ideas. Mercenary cannot be a good soldier. The only way to make, for example, mercenary effective, and you can study during the past years, you know, in the 15th century, 16th centuries in Europe, and also the story of Africa during the 60s, the 70s, is promise somebody a piece of land to put roots and create a new state, new country, and build up your house. So this is like fighting for a piece of your land, and it's different than fight for money. Okay, so these things of fighting for money really don't exist, you know. Okay, second thing, combat mindset is an aggressive mindset. That don't means violent person, means aggressive person. You need to be aggressive when you need to be aggressive. Okay, so you have to control these kind of things, you know. And everything starts from here. Not everybody can develop his aggressivity so easily. You know, there is people that is naturally aggressive. There is people that needs years to develop some aggressivity. You know, for example, doing martial arts or combat sports, and this help you for real. This help you very much. And yesterday I was talking about a couple of soldiers, you know, 25, 28 years, so young soldiers, you know, and we were doing CQB training, and they keeping asking me how we are, you know, how we shoot and all these things, and they were so insecure about that because of internet and Facebook and YouTube and all these things, because they see video from, I don't know, good shooters like Bob Vogel, T-Rex, Pat McNamara, Instructor Zero, all these people that are amazing shooters, and so they have amazing skills, and they do that just this for work, you know. Like me, if I have to do a video, you know, like a shooting video, you know, maybe I will mess a little bit, and I will take the best video that I can, you know, and I put together the video with the right exercise and the right things, you know, and I put this video in a nice box, and everything is fantastic. And I look like a very cool shooter, and maybe to do that exercise, it took me all the morning, you know, and to shoot the right portion of the video. So I have to explain that, and also people like me, I do just this for life, for living now, and so I just shoot. You know what I mean? So I can become a good shooter, you know, maybe not like Bob Vogel or Instructor Zero or T-Rex or whatever, but I can become a good shooter because I just shoot. Especially for people, you know, have to free fall, diving, doing explosive and medic courses, and keep all these things together, you know, and then shooting. So what you need in reality is to be a good shooter, you know, and to be a good shooter, you don't need to be like less than 1 second shooter, 200 meters with pistol and all these things. You need to be a good shooter. That there is little bit more slow and less accurate standards, you know, and just because of this. So I have to tell them, don't look at that, don't see that. You need to develop your aggressivity, you need to develop your situation awareness capability. You need to be the person that is capable to interact with the colleague, interact with the scenario, and watch the situation, read the situation. In the CQB case, for example, read the room, okay? Don't be stuck inside the room, but stop at a certain point, read the room, read which are the priorities. This is the guy that will survive at a gunfight. Person that just shooting 1 second or half second in whatever condition with the right holster and this and that, with no equipment on the top, with not tons of magazines, water and all these things, you know, okay, is a good, quite fast shooter, but is not what for example, military units or law enforcement units, special forces looking for, you know. You need to be a person that capable of relaxing in the worst case scenario, relaxing, and read the situation, interact in the right way with the situation, don't panic. This is the most important things, you know. Become a good shooter with a little bit of practice, good teachers, good instructors, good drills. You will become a good shooter. Those guys yesterday, they were very good shooters, but they was thinking that no, they were insecure because they see, you know, good shooters in internet and YouTube and this and that, and guys, stop thinking about that. For this reason, I push a lot for let's say fighting hand-to-hand things like combat sport, like MMA, kickboxing, box, grappling, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, whatever, because it's taking punch in the face, develop your mindset, and I'm pushing for things like CrossFit, functional training, because you're gonna develop your your mindset with doing strong things and running, you know. Push more for that things. Shooting instruction is great, but is a portion of the stuff. Okay, as soon as you reach a certain targets, as soon as you reach a certain parameters, you're good to go. If you're safe, you don't lasering everybody and all these things, maybe you're good to go. If you have a good capability of handling your weapon or understanding the corners and all these things and interact with the stock of your rifle or whatever, maybe you are good to go. If you are capable of entering somewhere and shoot and discriminate the target, shoot, no shoot target, and then engage the right target, and then shoot the right target with an accurate way in a reasonable time, you're good. Okay, so don't be spoiled by these things like YouTube and all these things. Okay, stick with the reality. Okay, and reality is honor, aggressivity, situation awareness, capability. You know, capability of interact with the reality. Stick with the reality, guys. Stick with the reality. Thank you for watching, guys. PST, close quarter combat, cracker.